My main takeaway after reading this book is why aren't more main characters named Pug? It's a perfectly respectable name, and it reminds me of an adorable dog. Win-win. Hello, my name is Jason, and I am currently obsessed with 80s dark fantasy, so I'm trying to consume as much of it as possible. Books, movies, games, all of it. And I just finished reading Magician Apprentice by Raymond E. Feist, so let's talk about it. Originally published in 1982, this is the story of Pug, an orphaned kitchen boy who becomes a magician's apprentice. Essentially, all the boys in town are being chosen for various apprenticeships, and nobody picks Pug. So the town magician takes pity on Pug and apprenticeships him. And listen, learning magic is a lot of work, but Pug is doing his best. At one point, he even saves the princess, albeit by using his magic in what some would call a suspicious way. This book begins as sort of a coming-of-age story following Pug, his friend Tomas, and the princess as they grow up. That is until a mysterious ship appears with invaders from another world. I should also mention this is the first book in the Rift War saga, and this invading force is sort of the beginning of that. I believe the Rift War saga is 4 books, but it might be 3 books or possibly 26 books. I'm a little bit confused on the particulars of this saga. Anyway, shortly after the discovery of this foreign ship, Pug and Tomas join their lord on a journey to try and inform the rest of the world about this invasion. Judging this book as a single book as it is kind of hard, because this book is not technically complete. Magician Apprentice is actually only the first half of a full book that was split into 2 books by the publisher, and sort of felt like going to see Wicked or The Fellowship of the Ring and then realizing that the ending is not here. Our ending is in another castle. And that was kind of disheartening. I guess it's on me for not doing research first, because essentially what happens is that about 3/4 the way through the book, Pug, our main character, goes away. Think like Gandalf falling with the Balrog, he's not gone forever, but he's gone for now. And the rest of the book is just following the other side characters. And ultimately finishing this book leaves you with no sense of closure. And I get that that's because of the publisher's decision to split one book into 2, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that that was a bad decision. And even if it were the right choice, where they chose to make that split feels really random and ill-conceived. It ended up leaving a really bad taste in my mouth, which is unfortunate because there were a lot of things in this book I really liked. The overall story is just fine, but there are some encapsulated scenes within this book that are just beautiful. For example, at one point, Tomas gets split up from the party, and as he's wandering through these caves, he finds a dragon who is dying. Tomas ends up having a conversation with this ancient being and is ultimately there to witness his passing. And it is a stunningly beautiful scene. Over time, a lot of the details of this book will fade away in my memory, but I think that scene will live with me for the rest of my life. And there were a couple other scenes like that were just real standouts. I just really wish the book had an ending. Y'all know I hate when books don't have endings. You'll also notice that this is the author's preferred edition, and that's because the book was originally published with a lot of scenes edited out. And later he went back and put them back in. So it really seems like Feist and the publisher just did not see eye to eye on this one. Ultimately though, even though I don't really like how this book ends, and I also don't think it's a great example of dark fantasy, I really enjoyed it. There is enough here that I liked that I'm willing to read at least one more book, if only to see how it ends, for goodness sake. Have any of you read the Rift War saga, and what were your thoughts? Coming up next, I think I'm going to dive into the Dark is Rising sequence, but as always, I'm curious to know what other 80s dark fantasy movies, books, or games do you think I should check out next? I'm a little intimidated that this is 5 books. Seems like a lot.